This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, school children contribute to a study that aims to highlight the effect dredging has on our shoreline. A new bar gets the green light after reassurances one of the people involved in the project has stepped aside. And a local mountain biking race becomes a qualifier for a World Series event. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Local school children are working with marine scientists to study the effects of dredging in Otago Harbour. They've spent the day scouring the shoreline, gathering information about the marine habitat and species, and the information gathered could prove invaluable in future dredging programs.
Getting a closer look, these Ravensbourne school pupils are working alongside local marine scientists to monitor several sites around Otago Harbour. It's part of a citizen science initiative to explore the consequences of dredging in the area.
What they're looking at is putting science into practice to answer some interesting questions that are affecting them. The question that we're looking at is how is potential dredging affecting seashores and the communities which inhabit them.
The practical exercise on the Port Chalmers shore follows on from a classroom session where the kids learnt about the stirring up of sediment caused by dredging. So far 10 schools are involved in the study, with each monitoring a different site around the harbour. Desmond's happy to see the pupils so receptive to learning more about their local environment.
A project like this is really cool because it gets students and young people really thinking about this stuff from an early age, and it opens their eyes to science and also addressing issues with science. So it's really neat to see them get sort of stoked about coming out and putting that into practice to answer these questions.
The project is funded through the Otago Pilot of Participatory Science platform in collaboration with the University of Otago. Those behind it are hoping the data collected will provide important information that could inform future dredging programs.
All of this stuff is just raising awareness, really. It's we're involving schools, but we're also involving community groups and just any members from the public who have an interest in this, so they can come along. We've got some community days, come and learn a little bit, help out. And at the end of this, we'll have bring all the schools back together. Members from the community, the harbour board as well, will come along and we'll share our results and talk about some of the things that we've found.
These guys will be taking all the information they gather on shore back to the classroom to be analysed. All the information will be presented and discussed at a meeting in August. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
A Dunedin Railways employee has been given a verbal warning after voicing health and safety concerns. The case sparked a protest by members of the Rail and Maritime Transport Union at the Dunedin Railway Station on Tuesday. Dunedin Railways management say they've opted for the lowest disciplinary action available, but union representatives aren't happy and are planning to investigate further. They're worried it will set a negative precedence in relation to staff raising issues within the workplace. The employees' concerns were about alleged failures by the company to record radio traffic in regards to a perceived track occupancy issue. Police are now happy with a new inner-city bar opening after a notorious operator stepped aside from the project. A hearing was held today for Terminus, which replaces the Break in Great King Street, and its new manager is planning to change its former reputation.
Discussing the operation of a new bar. Police and health officers have changed their minds about a liquor licence application for Terminus, which is replacing defunct establishment The Break. Their about term comes after one man distanced himself from the project.
We just made some comments that we believe that the committee should be aware of, and one of those involved Mr Rob Dale and his involvement in the business. And once he was removed by Mr Mackenzie, police had no further matters.
Dale was linked to former student bars and associated debts, but Terminus is owned and managed by Ryan Mackenzie, who's applying to operate under the Break's existing liquor licence. Police were initially concerned about Dale buying into the business, but he's bowing out to officers' relief.
I'm very supportive of Mr Mackenzie. He's got a proven track record within the liquor licensing industry. He's one of the better duty managers in Dunedin. And I think having his own bar, he'll come out on top.
Police say the break used to be one of the most problematic in the country due to mongrel mob connections, high staff turnover and licensing breaches. Mackenzie's already invested about $15,000 into the premises to re-kit the venue. Local authorities are confident the new style bar won't attract the problems it had previously.
The style of bar that Mr Mackenzie has indicated that he's going to run is not the old style nightclub type scene, more of a early evening, casual dining, food orientated place.
The District Licensing Committee is yet to issue a decision on whether the temporary liquor licence will be granted. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
Police have publicly released the name of the woman shot dead in Seacliff on Tuesday morning. She was Sharon Diane Comerford, a 54-year-old Coast Road resident. Police have confirmed she died from a single gunshot wound. A 59-year-old man involved in the incident remains in a serious condition at Dunedin Hospital. Police are investigating whether he's responsible for her death. No charges have been laid in relation to the case, and it's not known if any will be. Police have retrieved the firearm believed to have been used. A local mountain biking race has been added as a qualifying event for an international contest. The Urge Three Peaks Enduro is now formally linked to the Enduro World Series, and its promotion is bringing benefits to the city as well as resident riders.
A key part of the global mountain biking calendar, the Urge Three Peaks Enduro has just been announced as a qualifying event for an international World Mountain Biking Series.
So this year, the Enduro World Series has announced that our Urge Three Peaks Enduro event here in Dunedin will be a qualifier for an EWFS World Cup event. So riders can now come and earn points so that they can qualify to race overseas.
The Enduro World Series is a high-calibre mountain biking event that comprises some of the best riders from around the world. To be a part of the tournament, mountain bikers chase a circuit of qualifying events to rack up points. 12 Dunedin riders follow the series, and now they have a qualifier to compete in locally that'll give them a leg up.
There'll be so much more, so many more riders will turn up to this event, and I think just being able to put yourself against other World Cup riders and on your own local stage will really give you that sort of edge to go overseas.
Hundreds of out-of-towners are expected to visit Dunedin to gain points in the qualifier at the end of the year. The recent announcement also takes some of the demand off local riders in terms of having to travel overseas to compete. Mountain Bike and Otago members say the race's newfound status will help raise Dunedin's profile.
I think having all those other riders here is going to mean that they're going to head back home and they're going to tell their friends about it. And I think Dunedin, it's really grown at the moment as a biking sort of place to come and ride, and it's just going to be great if we can get more people here.
Urge Three Peaks Enduro joins Rotorua's Giant Toa Enduro as the second New Zealand race to be used as a qualifier for the World Series. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we chat with the woman who's won a top literary award, and we'll find out how skydiving is helping to raise money for the SPCA.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Pellet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pellet fires, so easy, so efficient.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. Retail spending continues to increase throughout the country with large growth in the consumables and hospitality industries. They were both up almost 2% last month, collectively expanding by $45 million. The sector's total electronic spending in February reached $4.6 billion. That's an almost 10% jump from the corresponding period last year. The expansion was despite a significant drop in fuel, down $12 million for the month. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 51 points. It's now at 6,508. The FTSE is up 21 points. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is up against the yen, but we are down against the other currencies we monitor. A writer in residence at the University of Otago has won New Zealand's top prize for children's authors and illustrators. Barbara Else was recently named the winner of this year's Storylines Margaret Mayhew Medal, and she joins us to talk about it. Good evening and congratulations.
Thank you, Rebecca.
What does the accolade mean to you?
Well, at first it meant weeks of feeling absolutely stunned and having to keep the secret. That was very difficult. But when you look at the lineup of the previous winners, you know, it really is daunting. They're all people whose work I've admired for a long time, and it really is hard to believe that, you know, they've taken me up into that lineup.
How long have you been writing children's books?
Oh, I started writing many years ago, and I wrote for children as well as adults. And then for quite a while I concentrated on work for adults rather than children, but over the last 7 years or so I've been concentrating on novels for children. Yeah.
What got you started?
Oh, well, I was always interested in how stories got put together. Even as a child I was really intrigued by that, and finally got to a point where I thought, well, maybe I dared try it myself. And some stories are very definitely ideas that will work for adults, and others just ask for the playfulness of a child being involved, you know, the sort of things that interest children and the things they question about life, the universe and everything. Yeah.
Now, you've also edited anthologies. Tell us about that.
That's right, yes. Well, I was asked to edit one children's anthology for Random House, 2002 I think that was, and I just loved doing that, and it led to a whole series of I think 8 all up. Really enjoyed that.
What else have you done in the field of children's literature?
Well, I judged the Children's Book Awards twice. The second time I wondered why. I'd forgotten how hard it was. But each time I just learned such a lot, and it was wonderful to see the range of what was being published in New Zealand that year. Yeah, wonderful work.
Tell us about your residency at the university.
Oh, I'm working on a new novel for children, the 8 to 12 age group. It's very much darker material than I've worked with before for that group, so it's going to be important to bring a lot of humour into it and make it entertaining. And in the end, I hope make children think about some things, but not in a way that's a little preachy or patronising, just to empower them in some way through humour as much as anything else.
You know, you've been here in Dunedin for 5 weeks. How long will you be here for?
The residency is until the end of July. It's a 6-month stint.
How are you finding the city as a place to work?
Oh, I love it. I really do. I've got quite a long history of being in Dunedin. I was a student here myself, but at the moment, as I walk into the office at the College of Education each morning, I'm filing through crowds of students on their way to or from lectures, and they're so busy. They're so industrious. It's a side that isn't often in the media, and it's just really exciting to think, I used to be here as one of you, and now I'm here as something quite different. It's really cool.
What is the most challenging aspect of writing a children's book?
Keeping the energy level up in the writing. Rule of thumb is one, for me anyway, is one exciting incident or one darn good joke each page to keep them going, and to keep on their level, and to keep the humour subversive in a way that children will find interesting. What do children really think of adults, the adult life? Some of that is great fun to work with.
Winner of this year's Storylines Margaret Mayhew Medal, Barbara Owls, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Rebecca.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, staff at a local pet store turned to extreme sports to raise money, and we discuss fringe festival shows with someone that's been to quite a few.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodwear and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Christie glass houses and sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years, built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Ecrotech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. The work of 3 Otago Polytechnic graduates is being included in an Auckland Art Festival exhibition. Almost 10,000 people are expected to view the pieces by Daniel Bloxham, Stephanie Cossins and Susan Nunn. The art will be shown this Saturday at the White Night Remuera exhibit. It formed part of the graduates' end-of-year portfolios, showcased in Dunedin late last year for Site 15. In Auckland, it will feature alongside free public theatre, film and design installations. A bunch of pet store staff are getting stuck into a fundraiser with an extreme twist. For the next few weeks, they're aiming to raise as much money as they can for the local branch of the SPCA. But it's not just the welfare organisation that's set to benefit.
Brainstorming fundraising ideas. Staff at Animal Attraction are doing their bit to raise money for the Otago SPCA. They're taking part in the region's first Jump to the Rescue initiative, where every $750 raised earns a free skydive.
It's just something we've always wanted to do. It's a really good cause as well, so we thought it would be something fun, something a bit different, help promote the business at the same time.
If enough money is raised in time, selected staff will get to experience a 12,000-foot tandem skydive in either Wanaka or Queenstown. But with just 3 weeks until the fundraising deadline, the team's yet to crack the base target required to jump.
We're probably going to have to push it a bit more. I'm not sure what the boss has got planned, but probably get out and about and start getting some people to support us.
All the money raised locally for the SPCA will go towards helping neglected and abandoned animals in Otago. It's a cause that pet store staff are keen to continue their support of.
We've done things like take on like rescue puppies and things and have them in store so people can come and see if they want to adopt them, things like that. And then just generally having the donation boxes on the counter. The potential thrill seekers have until the 1st of April to raise the required amount. The official jump day in Queenstown and Wanaka is set down for the following week. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Residents have been getting a taste of the latest comedy, music and theatre acts at this year's Dunedin Fringe Festival. Otago Daily Times reporter Sean McAvenue has been attending gigs and interviewing artists throughout the event, and he joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's been your favourite performance so far?
Oh, it's been so many. It's been 11 days, just chocker, full of a lot of stuff. I've been seeing a lot of comedy and probably Ben Hurley. You know when a performance ends with the whole audience singing along to Toto's Africa to his own lyrics, that you've had a good night.
Tell us about the variety in this year's festival.
Yeah, it's pretty varied. Today I've interviewed a lady called Glitter Supernova, who's a cabaret singer. She's performing tomorrow and the following night, and that sort of shows the range that they have. It's very varied. Yeah.
Now, a few acts have cancelled this year. Do we know why?
Don't know why, but I think that's just the fringe. Really, it's shows can cancel the Slutty Ladies Garden Party. One of their cast members had to drop out, and they got a replacement, Elsa May, instead of cancelling. So people a revolving thing. Sometimes fringe performances, and they differ night to night. Yeah.
What are some of the more unusual things in the lineup?
The Glitter Supernova is probably one of the one I'm looking forward to the most. There's a lot of comedy. A lot of them are Koha shows, so you just give how much you think it's worth, which is quite interesting. I've written a story for tomorrow's paper on someone who got $210 through Koha, so people have been generous, they're loving it.
Now, you've spoken to artists from overseas and from throughout New Zealand. What are they saying about Dunedin?
They love it, yeah. A lot of people would want to perform in the most southern fringe in the world, and so that's why they're down here, and they are loving it. They're loving the people, they're loving the city. And a lot of them will be back. A lot of them don't want to tell other artists about it because they don't want people vying for their tickets, and yeah, loving it.
ODT reporter Sean McAvenue, thanks very much for your time.
No problem.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. School pupils are working with marine scientists to study the shoreline effects of regular dredging within Otago Harbour. The authorities are satisfied with a new bar opening in Great King Street now that a notorious operator has stepped aside from the project. And the Urge Three Peaks Enduro race is now a key qualifier for the global mountain biking competition involving hundreds of riders. And it's time now to find out what's going to be on the pages of Friday's Otago Daily Times, and the editor Barry Stewart is with us. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. A Dunedin-made kids TV program has gone gangbusters in China. The program was made by Natural History New Zealand. The numbers are incredible, I just can't remember them. I think it was 600 million viewers. Imagine that for a kids program, that's not bad ratings, is it? So, for something completely different, a wild pig was caught in in a suburban Dunedin garden this morning, trapped by council, and the offending pig has been sent to the pound. To be claimed, possibly.
Interesting.
A wild pig. Anyway, gas leak at Queenstown. Frankton industrial area was shut down this morning. For that, it was evacuated. 3 people were treated in hospital. Our sports team is up at the New Zealand Golf Open in Queenstown. So we'll have reports back from that. And of course, we've got the Highlanders named, their team named to play the Lions.
All that plus more in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Time now for local weather.
This weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And here is today's city view. It's taken off the city from Signal Hill. In between showers, gusts of wind in the central city at 3 o'clock today, 23 degrees, 22 for the gardens, 25 out on the Tyree. To the situation, and an active cold front is approaching from the Tasman Sea. It will move over us tonight. It's followed by cold southerlies. An anti-cyclone will move in during the weekend. To the forecast around the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, fine weather for Invercargill, Gore, Te Anau and Alexandra, highs of around 14 or 15 degrees. Also fine for Queenstown, Wanaka and Twizel, all on 15 degrees. Southerlies for Oamaru, but becoming fine with 13. In Dunedin tonight, these showers are expected to clear. Tonight's low 8 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny periods increasing. Strong, cold southerlies easing. Just 13 degrees though on the cards. And on Saturday, fine and sunny but cool with nor'easters and a high of 15. Into the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 20 past 6. Low tide follows at 10 past 1. And fishing conditions are still a bit of a letdown, but if you were itching to get out, you might want to see the doctor, or you could try fishing at around 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. And that's local news for Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.